this page. Of course, you can guess all companies want to work with qualified persons. So the purpose of the test in a general meaning is this. Next one, please. If you want to take this test, you can read this guide before the testing, and you can get a sample about the test. The company gives some advice before the testing. What should you consider before the test? What you be aware of the beginning of the test? What can you be face to face before the test? They are explaining this kind of things in this page, and they give some information about the test before the test. For example, this test will take maximum 60 minutes, nearly. This is a good time for a test. You have to be ready for this test, like an examination, 1 hour, because it's not a short time. You have to focus to this test and other things. We can change the other page. This is others offers or explanation about the test you have to get before the testing. Next, please. This is my main purpose to want to show you. There are some examples in this test about questions. If you want to work in this company, how kind of questions you will take? There are some examples in this pages, so I want to show you especially these pages. For example, this is first question. I want and I offer all of participants, please try to solve this question. Please read the information before the question and try to solve. Which one of is the true answer? For example, in this time, I want to learn the answers of our participants, if it's possible. Which figure for you is the true answer? We can
so everybody, Professor Aytekin has a sample test question, and you need to answer it. Which of this picture is the correct answer? Right, Professor?
Right.
Yes. Would you like, maybe you can answer it through the chat box, or you can speak directly by raising hand.
Okay, thanks, very good. We can open the explanation. Thank you for all answers. Please see the explanation and as you see, the second option is the correct answer. The shape completes the pattern within each columns based on the counterclockwise rotation of the shape. Other options do not complete the okay, I can't see the opening page. Option do not complete the pattern correctly. The first, fourth, and fifth options are composed of shapes with different joint lines. The figure in the third box is correct, but the direction is wrong. Okay, we can see the next sample, please. Please, Mr. Damar, close to explanation.
Okay.
Yes, this is our next sample. In these questions below, the variables are expressed with letters. The relationship between the three variables in each question is expressed with symbols. The meanings of the symbols used are as follows. Equals, is not equal, is less, is big, is not less, is not big, equal or less than, equal to or greater than. It seems, I think you are thinking, is this a mathematical question? But not, it's a mathematical question. It's a kind of thinking matters. Each expression is followed by the figure and the results for two variables based on the information provided. You are expected to rate each result as either absolutely true, absolutely false, or undetermined. For example, A equal B equal C, so A equals C. Absolutely right, absolutely wrong, cannot be determined, or the other types. Yes, you can answer. What's your opinions? Again, our participants.
So participants can help answer this question, right, Professor?
Yes. What about second one? We can open explanation. Yes, the first conclusion is absolutely correct or absolutely right. If A is equal to B and B equal to C, then A must be equal to C. The second conclusion is definitely wrong because A is less than B and B is less than C. So A must be smaller than C because for this reason, absolutely wrong. The third result cannot be determined because A can be greater than or equal to B. Therefore, A may not equal C. Next page, please. Another explanation, another sample. The following examples consist of mathematical questions and answers. You are expected to find the arithmetic operation required to arrive at the given result. There is only one correct answer for each question. Yes. Which operations complete the equation correctly? We can open the explanation. For the first problem, the correct answer is X, and so the result is 26. Second problem, you can see the correct figures, and the result is 62. Next, please. Yes, you can see some numbers and asking the result. The following sequences of the numbers are formed according to certain rule. What is the question mark? At the end of each series, find the number indicated by. What is the next number in the series? 1, 3, 5, 7, and what is next? We can open the explanation. As you can see, in the first series, the next number is found by adding 2. Therefore, after 7, 9 should come. In the second series, the next number is found by subtracting 20. Therefore, 0 must be followed by main 20. In the third series, the second number is 1 greater than the first. The fourth number is 1 greater than the third number. The sixth number is 1 greater than the fifth number. Therefore, the final number should be 77. 1, 2, 15, 16, 58, 59, 76, 77. In the first series, the difference between the numbers increase constantly, so the next number must be 18. We can open the next page. This is another sample, dear friends. These questions are mathematical problems. For each equality, you are expected to enter the correct answer in the answer box of the question. Each answer must be a single number. You can use commas to indicate decimal places, but you should not answer with practitioners. Yes, you can see some samples. You can calculate the correct answer in accordance with the mathematical rules. This is I think, a easy question. Yes, we can open the next page. This is the I think most difficult question in this part, in this guide. In the flow chart below, enter the result obtained with different numbers in the box. Yes, there are some mathematical process. If you enter the number 12 in the flow chart, when you reach end 68, what will be the result? Asking. And there are some questions. If you enter the number 16, if you enter the number 20, if you enter the number 26, what will the result? They asked us. Open the explanation, please. Yes, you can bring the number you entered as a starting point to the finish box by following the arrows and directions. For example, when number 12 is entered in the diagram, 16 is found by adding 4 to 12, and since 16 is not greater than 23, 1 must be added to 16 according to the arrows. The number 17 is multiplied by 2 and the number 35 is obtained. Since 34 is not greater than 40, it's multiplied by 2 again to get 68. Yes. End pages is include frequently asked questions. You can find find answers about some questions which gets on your minds. For example, why the Eczacıbaşı, this is the name of the company, conceptual skill test administered? This is the first question. How long will the test take? What type of question will be on the test? You can see a kind of types of questions on the answer. For example, can I pause the test and continue again? Next page. Can I take the test whenever I want? The answer is you must complete the test before the deadline specified in the invitation message. I'm having a technical problem with the test. What do I do? From which address will the test be sent to me? Which email address will the test be sent to? I have participated in tests in an office environment before. Should I do it again, for example? I also received a personality inventory invitation. Are these different applications? How can I prepare for the test? I'm getting test invites from multiple postings. Should I complete them all? Can I complete the test from my phone or tablet? Can I leave any blank question on the test? The wrong answers lead the correct answers. There is this kind of rule in Turkey. Your wrong answers delayed some true or correct answers. But in this test, wrong answer do not lead to correct answer in the test. Can I use calculator? Are there language options in the test? Yes. You can take the test in 3 different languages: Turkish, English, and German. Before the test, choose the language you think you will be most successful in. Once you start taking the test, you cannot change the language you selected. Will there be sample questions when I start the test? Are these questions included in time? This is another question. Before each section in the test, you will see sample questions for the sections. You will have additional time to review these questions. If you prefer to examine sample question types before starting the test, you can review them from the link. There is a link for the sample of questions. How will you be sure that I did these exams? This is a student questions. If I get help from someone, how do you know this is this kind of question? You can, I have a question that I can find answer to here. What can I do? This is the guide. As I said at the beginning of the speech, one of international company of Turkey. So this is a good guide, in my opinion, because the participants or the candidates can learn how kind of process there is in this company. If someone wants to work in this company, what should they do before applications? This kind of questions takes their answers in this guide, I think. And this is the last page, our PowerPoint. So this is we can open the first page. If you have some questions, you can ask in this section of our lecture. This is my speech is complete in here. If there are some questions, we can talk about them. My speech is finished for now.
Okay, thank you, Professor Demircioğlu, for the opportunity. Is there any questions from the participants who would like to ask the professor? You
anyone to say anything. It not should be a question.
Okay. So we have a hand raised, Professor, from Aulia Oirunisa. She would like to ask you directly.
Yes, I am reading right now. Hangi permata?
Merhaba, Profesor Aytekin. Good morning. Permission to ask.
Wait a minute, Aulia. Can you please turn off your sound first? Okay.
Please text, Aulia, please text your question in the chat below. Okay.
Yes, Prof. Already.
Okay. Okay, Aulia Hoirunisa here already asked, Professor.
You can write your questions. I want to answer first, second, and third one, all questions. Reading after that, I will see your questions too. For example, Angi Permata, if I read correct.
Yes.
There are 6 kinds of questions. What is the best strategy for us to complete the test correctly within time limit? This is a good question. Thank you. I think you should read the guide very, very careful before the testing, because there are more samples in the guide. There is a link, if you remind. There is a link, include sample of questions. So if you read this guide, if you read the samples of questions, you can finish the test in time, I think. Thank you, Angie. Another question? Aulia, I can read your question right now. What are the benefits of using such tests in recruitment process for the tester? In fact, this may give you a discipline, because you have to see taking a good job, working in a good company, it's not easy. You have to work for get it. I think this is the main benefit for tester. But the purpose of the test is benefits for companies than the participants or than the want to works people. Companies want to select most intelligent, most qualified persons with using these tests. Natasha.
Yes, Professor.
Yes, I can read your question now. If you remind, there is this kind of question in the end of the frequently asking questions in the guide. This kind of question is in there. Mr. Damar, can we open the last pages of the PowerPoints?
Yes, sure, sir.
We can. Previous.
Is it on page 16?
Yes, 16, please. Yes, you can see the last question. How will you be sure that I did this test? You if I can, if I get some helps for this test, what can you do? These questions about this. You must complete the test alone without assistance. If you are considered positive for the position you are applying for based on your test results, you may then need to complete a new test. Confirms the result on this test. This kind of companies, or not only companies, for example, government departments use tests different time. So if you cannot get same or similar results in the different tests, there is a problem about you are a true worker in this position. So they can be change your position, they can be get out you from the work. There are some kind of problems for you. Another question. Yes, another question. In Eczacıbaşı, candidate can choose three languages, English, Turkish, and German. Why would the company give three language options? Yes, Nadila. Nadila, this is the choice about the company. But I think the company is in Turkey, so they must give Turkish language as a choice. English, as you know, it's an international language for all sections, and probably the company have some departments in the Germany, so they can, so they could choose German language in this manner, and this is the company's most used language, maybe. You're welcome, Engin. There are this Nadila. This is changeable answer. Each company want to select the people, the candidates, on their purpose. For example, if it's a technology company, probably want to select a qualified person in technologies or this kind of things. Or this is a company about chemistry, it should be want more qualified person in chemistry. So this question has not only one type of answer. Yes, even. Sure, each company prepare their test by own self, and I think they not use same or similar tests. But I want to show this test to see you, because this company is the biggest company in Turkey. But of course, each company can prepare their question, their test. So there are differences between the companies' tests. I want to thank you for your questions, and this is a nice lesson for me. I'm glad to meet you, to your participant. If there is any question, I can ask. You're welcome. I want to thank you again. I think there is no another question.
Professor, can I ask, but I'm a lecturer, not student. Is it possible?
Sure, sure.
Thank you. I see in this test, okay, Professor, but I want to know this test for manager level or only for staff level, or all must do this test at the first time. Thank you.
This kind of tests for all.
For all.
Before their selection. After selection, the company's human resource department decide to person which department is suitable this person, which person suitable is another department. Human resources department decides this kind of things, but this kind of tests for all participants before the work.
Thank you, because I see in the flowchart questions that's really difficult for Indonesian people. I'm sorry, because I never see the flowchart question, Professor.
Before when I prepare this lecture, first before read the explanation of the questions, I tried to solve these questions too, like our students, like you, and I think I'm similar my think with you, because some of questions really difficult.
Yeah.
And I thought this company is a good company. So the salary of this company is good for all employee. And I think they want to choose best candidates. So they are searching most clever people, I think.
I think I cannot pass this test, Professor. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is, but this company products about chemicals, chemistry mostly. So I think the questions, the type of the test is more suitable for the mathematics and this kind of lessons, not social science. But some companies choose some questions in social science too. Not all of them are equal. Not all of them are same. All companies products their own tests. Amelia. I think there is an answer, Amelia, this kind of question at the end of the test in frequently asked questions. You want to go one by one. You have to go. If you pass a question, I think you can't go back and you don't have a chance to solve it again. This is, you may know or not, I'm not sure. Some English tests like this. You have to solve one question. After that, if you tick next one, you don't have a chance for the previous questions. So you have to solve all questions in their own on their place. Yes.
All right. Do we have another question?
Mr. Damar, how
Yes.
many participants in the lecture can I learn?
Here we have 309, including us.
309.
Yes. So they're
Very
from
good.
different classes. Yes, they're from human resource class as well as our international management class, sir.
Mhm. It's very enjoyable and good class for me. I want to thank you yourself and Miss Anna especially, and your university. This is a honor for me. Thank you again, and nice to meet you and Miss Anna and our students. I want to wish all of participants a successful semester and a successful year, and have a good day, have a good week.
Yes. Thank you very much, Professor. We do enjoy also your lecture on the human resource selection process in Turkey. We also have this, type of test, but it is usually after they put some administration tests, and then once they are selected, and then they will do this type of test. But from what I can hear from you, this type of test is used before they are selected, right, Professor?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so there are so that is one of the differences that I see from the Turkish company and then the Indonesian company.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Yes. And is there any other students who would like to ask Professor Demircioğlu? Okay, sir, I would like to ask a question actually. After we take this test, is there other process for the selection, or they will be automatically selected if they pass?
This test at the beginning of the selection process, if you got this test and if you were successful, they ask you for an interview, and they want to see you in personal, and they want to talk with you, and they want to see your qualification, for example, certificates or other diplomas or other papers about you. and they want to know you, your personal life, your family life, for example. After these meetings, they decided to give a work to you or not. And if they offer you a position in their company, they decided to which position is suitable for you and where you most position is the best for you, I think.
Okay.
There are a few steps after this process.
All right, sir. We have one question again from Nela Andriani.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a scoring rule for this test? Such as if you answer wrong, they will give you -1. If you don't answer it, it's 0, etc.
Yes. Yes, of course, there is a scoring in all tests, but this is not any exam in university. In this test, there are, for example, 20 questions or 50 questions. I don't know how many questions in the test, but they have to score this test because they want to select candidates. If they don't give a score to the candidates, how can they select between in their position, in their scores, in their success? So of course there is a scoring, but I'm not sure is a candidate can take 0 or not. Probably the email about information about this test give you the result, you are success, or we are sorry, you are not success. This kind of things. I'm not sure they can say you get, for example, 70 points, or you get 60 points. I don't think so. This kind of answer include their emails. Probably the email say you are successful and we are waiting you for an interview in another time, or we are sorry, thank you for answering our test, but you are not suitable for our free positions. I think the answers, this kind of things include. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Professor, for the answer.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay. Professor, do you still accept more questions? Because I can see the excitement.
Maybe if there are another question, we can try to talk about it, or you can finish the lecture.
Okay. So we will give another chance for a question We will wait for another 2 minutes. If there is no other question, then we will close the session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is your university, by the waiting time, is your university in Jakarta?
Our university is in Central Java, sir.
Mhm.
Central Java.
How many students there are in your university?
We have about, when we accept per semester, we have like 600 plus. So it would be, Bu Ana perhaps is more suitable to answer the question, sir.
Yes,
Miss Ana Kadarningsi.
Professor, I just know the new student for this semester, 2029 is about 3,717 new student for
New student.
yes, new student for this semester.
In totally?
Yes, in totally.
New and old?
We have 5 faculty. Yes, and the biggest new student is from computer faculty, and the second is from economic and business faculty. So we in the second place for new student.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I think if every semester new student is about 3,000, almost 4,000. I think as many students in here, Professor. So please come to Semarang, Professor.
Inshallah.
Yes, inshallah.
Okay,
And
Professor.
Professor, and please don't hesitate to call me if you come to Semarang, okay?
Thank you.
You're most welcome, Professor.
Yes, Amelia. In this lecture, we searched this test, try to measure the intelligence of the people than the psychology of the people, I think. But companies have that kind of tests too. For example, the person, how is their psychology, or how is their thinking type in social matters, in political matters. There are this kind of tests also, but this test in this lecture we talked about it. This test purpose to measure the intelligence, I think. Thank you for your question, Amelia. Yes, Della, this is a good question also. Thank you. Selection, employees or intern are different. If you applied for the candidates of employee, if you're successful, immediately you can start to work in the company. But if you are intern, your application is different than a candidate of employee. So there are different process about candidates, intern or employee. But this is important. Thank you for your question. Thank you, Hannah, for your question. Yes, you are right. Any test, in my opinion, is not
Sorry, Professor. Aulia, can you turn off? Sorry, Professor, about that. I'm sorry, Professor, you are muted right now. Yeah.
Okay. Hannah, this is my personal opinion. Any test, any questionnaire is not enough to measure all qualifications of a man or a woman. This is not enough. But this kind of test say us something. Some of the tests are more successful if we compare the other ones. But in my opinion, one test cannot measure all qualifications of a person. You are right in this question, but any test can say something about some abilities of the candidates. Yes.
Okay, so that answers Hannah S.T's question, Professor, right?
Yes.
So for Della's question, I think what she meant is the probation, sir. So after the recruitment process, they enter the company and then they become what is it like? They will be analyzed for 3 months before they can be a real employee of the company. Does that happen in Turkey? The probation period?
There are some difference between government companies or private companies. If you are working in a government company, after you finish, until you finish 1 year in your work, you are still intern. After 1 year, you are really selected. But in companies, if I not remind, for 2 months, company can change its decide about you. For example, you started to work, but after 1 month, company decided to cancel your contract. There is this kind of chance for 2 months.
All right.
Thank you for your questions and your participates, dear friends, dear students. I think this is enough, and there is no new question.
Right. So I will close the session, Professor. Before that, thank you very much. We had a really enjoyable discussion with you, and then hopefully that everyone here is also inspired by the differences between Turkish recruitment process as well as on our own process. And hopefully we can, later on, we can talk about different things with you, and then we can see you again in the next occasion, Professor. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, students, let me remind you again, yeah, in order to receive your certificate, you must fill in the form in the link shared in the chat box. Yeah, so you must register for the attendance, yeah, and then to get your certificate. And don't forget to make sure that all your spelling all your names are spelled correctly. All right, the next agenda is photo session. So Professor Demircioğlu, please stay with us. And for the participants, if you would like to take a photo, would you please kindly turn on your video? Thank you. Okay, I will be waiting. All right, I can see everybody is already opening their camera. So on my account, I will count 3, 2, 1. Okay, maybe next page. The 3 pages, yeah, just 3 pages. On my count, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. And then the third page. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. All right. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, lecturers, beloved students, we have come to the end of our public lecture today on human resource management, a selection process in Turkey. Thank you very much for your kind attention. I believe that we have earned a really valuable lesson today. We hope that all the participants are inspired as well. Yeah. On behalf of Management Study Program, I would like to thank everyone during the lecture, and then see you again in the next occasion. Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Mr. Haunan, and all participants.
Professor.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Professor. Thank you so much,
Professor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Please come to Semarang, Professor.
See you again in the next good time. Thank you.
Thank you for myself.
Please come to
Nice to
Semarang.
meet you again.
Thank you, Bu Ana.
Pak Haunan,
Yes.
nggak ada sertifikat atau itu tadi sertifikatnya nggak dianuin ya? Nggak di apa? Sertifikat apa? Pembicara.
For the professor.
Oh. Nanti nggak dianuin ya? Apa maksudnya nggak ditampilin di situ terus secara simbolis? Lupa ya. Nggak apa-apa deh nanti.
Oh iya.
Nanti kalau sudah nanti saya kirimkan ya, Pak.
Enggak, Bu.
Ada perlu yang ditandatangani enggak untuk profesor? Karena saya juga mengirim berita acara nanti ya. Berita acara ini kan kalau untuk akreditasi kan perlu ada berita acara ini. Ada yang tanda tangan profesor enggak? Kalau sertifikat, sertifikat yang tanda tangan siapa?
Biasanya dinnya ya, Bu ya, dekannya ya.
Oh ya, berarti profesor enggak perlu tanda tangan kan? Enggak perlu ya?
Enggak perlu, Bu.
Oke, ya berarti saya
Profesor
cuma minta tanda tangan itu aja sama
Dim-
tanda tangan kwitansi nanti ya.
Oh, oke. Profesor Demircioğlu maksudnya, Bu?
Iya, enggak perlu tanda tangan
Oh.
Profesor itu kan Dewi
Iya, kayaknya kalau
Aytekin
untuk
nggak perlu kan ya? Nggak perlu
sertifikat
ya, Mas, ya?
dari sini kayaknya, Bu.
Oh ya udah, ya Pak. Kalau kan itu banyak banget saya suruh tanda tangan.
Nggih.
Ini oh ya makanya. Berarti ini sudah ditutup ya, Pak Haunan
Iya,
ya?
sudah ditutup, Bu. Sudah ditutup.
Alhamdulillah semua sudah selesai ya. Memang
Iya.
profesornya memang dia gaya bahasanya seperti itu, santai-santai itu kan. Mungkin orang mengira
Nggih.
jangan-jangan profesornya ngantuk ya. Enggak, di sana kan enggak ngantuk. Dia di sana kan jam ini 4:30 kurang 4 kan. 4:30 kurang 4.
Jam 1:30.
Ya, di sana jam 1
12.
mungkin pas ini, Pak. Makanya dia mungkin biasanya kalau sholat duhur itu 1:30 ya di sana ya. Mungkin sholat duhur dulu. Terima kasih untuk semuanya ini yang partisipan ini banyak sekali bertanya ya, bagus ya.
Iya.
Saya suka ini.
Cuman tadi pengen ini, Bu, apa ada yang mau tanya langsung.
Iya, mungkin tapi
profesornya baca.
Ya, dia itu
komen.
mungkin mungkin pernah punya pengalaman ya, mungkin dia ngasih nama jadi speaker untuk student toh. Gitu Pak Haunan, cuma mungkin ada yang Inggrisnya itu mungkin kurang kurang dimengerti ya, karena kan tahu sendiri ya. Kalau di Turki itu orang Turki kalau berbicara bahasa Inggris itu memang agak jarang dan agak susah ya Pak, maksudnya kan?
Iya.
Ya kan lafalnya tuh susah ya Pak. Saya banyak orang Turki yang memang mereka tidak bisa bahasa Inggris gitu kan. Jadi kalau ngomong sama mereka agak bahasa Turki. Cuma ini profesornya bisa bahasa Inggris gitu aja. Jadi mungkin lebih suka profesornya memang dari kemarin udah ngomong chat aja gitu kan. Seperti itu.
Iya.
Tadi soalnya sudah ada kesempatan ya untuk bertanya tadi ya pakai lagi. Cuma tadi berisik kan. Jadi mungkin dia terus langsung udah pakai chat semua aja deh gitu mungkin ya.
Iya.
Dari pertamanya itu loh Pak Haunan. Tadi kan ada yang siapa ya Mbak siapa tadi ya? Mbak Auli apa
Mbak Aulia.
Ya.
Sama
tadi tanyanya
Mas...
tadi katanya di warung ya, di warung apa di restoran itu?
Di Universitas.
Oleh ya. Kamu makan kok enggak ngajak saya toh? Gimana sih?
Ini Bu di kampus Bu.
Oleh ya makanya. Mungkin karena itu ya pertama buka begitu ada suara gitu mungkin mikirnya Prof kan ini pasti nanti kayak gitu lagi kan pasti teron lagi gitu loh. Karena kemarin Berbia juga ngomong kalau biasanya student nanya itu bahasanya tuh tidak bisa muter-muter gitu loh ya Pak Haunan ya. Untuk poin gitu mungkin karena mereka pakai bahasa formal ya. Formal kan memang harus formal ya gitu ya. Jadi,
iya.
Enggak apa-apa.
Sorry for my mistake, Mom.
Yeah.
No, it's not a mistake.
No problem. Yes. Itu aja ya Pak ya. Ini berarti sudah tutup ya. Berarti saya boleh live ya.
Udah. Boleh Bu, monggo Bu. Ini malah
terima
pada
kasih
di sini.
Ya, thank you. Everyone, thank you so much. Okay,
ya, terima kasih semua. Saya izin live.
Bye-bye.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good afternoon, class.